It is time to do a post-mortem on Monolith Studios and the Wonder Woman game, because now that the dust has begun to settle on the grave, now we're starting to hear some stories. Now we're starting to hear as to what the problems were, what the development cycle was looking like, and well, it was exactly what you thought it would be, because the Wonder Woman game developer explains why the game and the studio were shut down, implies the game's story would be woke. I mean, like, come on, man. We've seen the creatives that were working on this, just race hustlers and DEI hires there, and people with pronouns in their bios. Like, come on, man. We knew exactly what is going on. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, we kind of know it's going to be a Looney Tune development cycle. Come on now. A developer working on Monolith Productions' Wonder Woman game recently shared a number of comments explaining why not only the game and the studio was shut down, but also implied that the game would have been woke. In Monolith Productions' Discord, a developer using the name Tracy could really go either way, right? Because you got, Tracy, like your Aunt Tracy or Tracy Smothers. So it could be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Initially reacted to the announcement that the game and studio was getting shut down. Hi, everyone. This message is 100% unofficial and unauthorized. Thank you so much for your fandom and your kind words, and for all the time you've spent with us. Well, yeah, working on, playing the Middle-earth games, Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, the stuff that you guys want to wear as a skin suit and parade around by saying, hey, we also work at Monolith. You remember those games that you like? Yeah, we had nothing to do with those, and we're going to be working on something that's going to be, quite a few steps down from that. But you like those games? We work at that studio. Thank you once again, and I love all of your nemesis stories, and I am so heartbroken, or brokenhearted, because you're weird like that. Oh, we won't be able to share Wonder Woman with you. Hey, you like that thing that Warner Brothers copyrighted so nobody else can use it? Yeah, that's so great, and it's interesting because there's this article that's out there that Shadow of Mordor's brilliant nemesis system is locked away by Warner Brothers patent until 2036, despite the studio shut down. So Warner Brothers, okay, cool, they hold the patent, and as long as they sit on it, nobody else can use it until 2036. I will be 46 years old. Holy shit, man, that makes me want to. Anyways, but they can still implement it, and they can still throw it around to whatever studio they want because they own the patent. So Warner Brothers games can go ahead and give it to whoever's working on whatever. So not saying that it's going to be shelved for that long. It's just worst case scenario. That'll be that long before anybody can start implement any of those mechanics. It's so stupid. But yeah, they can't share Wonder Woman with you. Don't listen to anything anyone said about the project stalling or failing. It was going to be absolutely killer. Yeah, don't listen to anybody saying that it cost over $100 million and that the project got rebooted last year. No, it was going to be great, however it was going to be. But yeah, and it was going to be awesome. Okay, cool. Why is that? Because reasons. When asked about why this was happening, the individual replied, making their finances look better to the shareholders, I think. Yeah, because the gaming division lost $400 million last year. Yeah. And they decided to just go ahead and, fill up this money hole by not feeding into it anymore. There are 2 other studios that were also closed. Yes, Warner Brothers San Diego and one other. Yeah, the one that was working on multiverses. So something that was actually like a tangible product that people could play even though they didn't. They got shut down. But you guys did for not creating anything. So I suspect Monolith was targeted because we had like 4 years on a canceled game before Wonder Woman. So we just we looked really bad on spreadsheets. Okay, cool. So you guys hadn't produced anything since Shadow of War? Holy shit, that's pathetic. Next, the developer heavily implied the game would be woke. I know every dev will say this about something they worked on, but I was going by... that it was going to be amazing. I am not allowed to say much. I can at least say every single person was pouring their heart into it, and it showed. Our narrative team had a fantastic and deeply meaningful story, especially in these really difficult times. Oh boy, here you go. I felt the world really needed the story we were telling, coming from Tracy. They, them, yeah. Okay, the implication that the game would be woke is not too far-fetched. Back in April of 2023, activist Tanya DePass announced she was working on the game on X. Okay, enough vague booking. I'm accepting a position at Monolith Productions as a senior writer on the Wonder Woman game starting next month, and then you did nothing except for grift Be an activist on social media. I know, shocking, right? DePass previously participated in a failed boycott of Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, cool. So you went and accepted a job at Warner Brothers, but then you ended up boycotting or trying to lead a boycott, a very unsuccessful one, of the best-selling game of 2023 that happened to be produced by, what was that? Oh, Warner Brothers Games. Weird, huh? And claimed that J.K. Rowling was trying to wipe out trans folks and abusing her platform in doing so. Yeah, just a great hire. A great hire out there. In 2018, DePass also attempted to fire a GOG employee by claiming the employee engaged in transphobic behavior. This is exactly the type of people that I wouldn't even allow to clean arcade cabinets, let alone actually develop a video game. They deserve to be nowhere near anything in the gaming industry, but unfortunately, these are the people that are festooned within the industry. Case and fucking point. Woke activist and former Wonder Woman senior writer says that she will come for you. I doubt it if you celebrate the game getting scrapped. Okay. Let me just get in the picture. I'm so happy the Wonder Woman game has been scrapped. It was gonna be woke crap. Nobody wanted to see Diana use her lasso of truth to tie up whatever lesbian she would scissor. I'm so happy the Wonder Woman game got scrapped. Are you gonna come and attack me? I'll give you my address if you want. Mostly because I think that shit would be hilarious. Woke activist and former senior writer for the scrapped Wonder Woman game reacted to the news the game is being shut down by saying she will come for you if you happen to celebrate it being canceled. Warner Brothers confirmed the game, as well as developer Monolith Productions, are getting shut down in a statement to Kotaku. Oh, they were just trying to pass over their notes, so whenever Kotaku ends up getting shut down, they know exactly how to word it. We have to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investment around building the best games possible with our key franchises: Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's very uncomfortable for them to have to admit. Yeah, we want to focus on DC properties, so we're shutting down a Wonder Woman game. Cool. And I also remember them highlighting that, Warner Brothers really wants to focus on Lord of the Rings properties. So that would also be equally uncomfortable for them to admit that, we want to focus on, hey man, our very popular superhero roster, and then also the legendary work of Tolkien that really helped amplify the popularity of the studio we're closing down. But so we'll just throw in Game of Thrones, right? Because it's like knockoff Lord of the Rings. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios: Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers Games San Diego. That's hilarious too. We want to focus on all of our IPs, so we're shutting down our fighting game that was just an amalgamation of all of our IPs. It's just zero self-awareness, trying to smooth off of round edges. A very cut and dry decision that you guys were all underperforming and unnecessary, so tell your story, walk, and get the fuck out. The company added, yes, the development of Monolith's Wonder Woman game will not move forward. Shit has been scrapped. Best of luck to you in future endeavors. In a response to this, DePass, oh wow, again, okay, wrote on Twitter, yes, the news is true. Free agent, opportunities. Almost 2 years pouring my heart into the Wonder Woman game. I having refused to share that ghoul's article, and do not send it to me if you value not being verbally flayed to the bone. I doubt you could do that. Any of you MFers say an effing word about us deserving it, I will come for you. Do not try it with me or any of my colleagues. I'm logging off for a bit to try and process this news. Yeah, whatever, bro. Your game got announced, what was it, back in 2020? Okay, it ended up going under a full reboot in 2024. You've been working on it nonstop for 2 years, had nothing to show for it, and $100 million receipt. Yeah, cool, okay. Do you think you're going to be verbally flaying anybody when you couldn't even encourage a studio to let you develop on anything? I don't think your writing is all of that scathing. Color me skeptical. But when it comes to empowering these weirdos, this definitely seems like something a Warner Brothers would do. They are simultaneously capable of releasing some really based stuff, but also continuing to be the dumbest and wokest company that's out there. They, at their worst, they can rival Disney for being the biggest activists in the business. And there's another rumor running around that Warner Brothers fires employees who disagree with transgender ideology. Like I said, man, they bring on somebody who is just such an open grifter and so tangibly antagonistic against their own business, mostly because they fly the right flags in their bio and have pronouns to back it up. why wouldn't they also be doing this? Okay, well, let's see how deep this rot runs. Well, this scoop comes from Grums. Okay, I was speaking with a WB developer, or a dev rather, just a few weeks ago. He was telling me about their HR training, and they said that you can't disagree with gender affirmations on social media, as it is a fireable offense. Okay, Grums said it was rough to work there, as WB is full DEI. I kind of believe it, okay, because we've seen the stuff that they put out, because, okay, even as much of a success as the Hogwarts Legacy game was, you still had a tranny bartender. I mean, like, it's still there, guys, okay? And no, it wasn't just Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, Phil, because it was woke. It was a trash game. I watched all of the gameplay on that one. Mahler did a full breakthrough, and, a full playthrough of that stuff, and he had a couple of breakdowns on it as well, so yeah, I watched all of it. The writing was just off the wall terrible. And yeah, a lot of the screenshots that were going around at the time was the stupid, progress, the meme trans flag that was up there saying something heroes or something like that. It was just, once again, just all of that bending the knee to the message. But just the way that they, lionized and pedestalized Wonder Woman and denigrated both the Flash and Batman, and also, yeah, denigrated Jon Stewart's Green Lantern as well. Like, holy crap, made him, killed him off and then stripped him down to his boxers, and he was wearing Green Lantern boxers. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that thing was such AIDS. But yeah, it still had of your DEI intersectionalist policies there. Call it woke if you want, as a good catch-all term. But yeah, it was a total bundle of shit. I don't know how much woke was in a multiverses, but that game absolutely died. And what do they have to follow up with? Like, oh, right. Race and gender swapped Sector and Cyrax. Yeah, fantastic stuff. We really want to focus on Mortal Kombat. Go to hell. Stay away from it. It kind of like Doctor Who kind of needs to get put on ice for a minute, because it's been a long time since we've had a universally acclaimed Mortal Kombat game. Yeah, man, I don't necessarily know for Warner Brothers if this just is constrained to the gaming division, but I kind of doubt it. And once again, like, you get a screenshot from the Superman trailer, well, the Superman slideshow of different scenes that just looks like a complete and total mess. But hopefully the movie's good, because some of the casting has been great. It's just, we'll see if there is any kind of pandering that has been, slipped in underneath. Who knows? Shockingly little about this movie that is basically going to be not just a make or break for the DCU, but for Warner Brothers in general. But I don't know what's more cringe. Okay, Warner Brothers, their adherence to the message, hiring a bunch of activists and canceling games that it should be a slam dunk, or Neil Druckmann getting a tattoo of Abby's iconic hammer. If you're just listening to this video, allow me to repeat. Neil Druckmann got a tattoo of Abby from The Last of Us Part 2's iconic hammer. Iconic hammer. What the? Okay, when I first heard this, it's okay, she has an iconic weapon for meme purposes. Okay, she has an iconic golf club, but an iconic hammer? And then somebody had to do a side-by-side with the picture of her standing in the rain. I didn't even realize. Like, I've seen that goofy-ass picture a bunch of different times just as a comparison for, like, Jesus Christ. I've seen bodybuilder chicks with narrower shoulders than this chick bulking up during the post-apocalypse. I never even seen the hammer before. But that's what Neil Druckmann got. Like, that guy's the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to gaming. And yeah, that includes Cliff Bleszinski and Randy Pitchford. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.